welcome to my channel, and if you're returning, welcome back. I really appreciate it. Before we get started with the video, I would appreciate it if you would like, subscribe down below. It really helps my interaction. So today what I'm going to do is I took a trip to my Dollar Tree, and I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup from the Dollar Tree. So this is everything I got, and this all cost me $32.50 because my Dollar Tree is now $1.25, as most of the Dollar Trees in my area are now. Is there any of you who your Dollar Tree has not changed to $1.25 yet? If so, let me know down below. Okay, so the first thing we're going to start with is the Ioni brand, and this is a face primer. So let's open her up. I will say that since Dollar Tree has changed the price, they are getting some more things compared to what they were before. Okay, so it comes in this little cute little pink bottle with a flip cap. I'm just gonna shake it up. Alright, so this is the consistency of it. It's like a gel. Feels very silicone-y. I may have used way too much there. So let me try to wipe some of that off. Okay. Yeah, that is very silicone based. I don't know how that's gonna be on my skin because I'm oily skin. You don't need very much of it, that's for sure. I squeezed out way too much. So far I don't like this primer. It feels like an oil slick on my face, but we'll see how it reacts with the makeup. So I did get a couple of foundation options so that we could try and do a match as best we can. So I picked up this LA Colors one in the shade Natural. And then I also picked up this LA Colors one in the shade Soft Beige. And then also my Dollar Tree got in the Believe Beauty brand, which I know is normally in Dollar General. This is a skin finish tinted moisturizer, and it's in the shade Neutral Beige. So I'm going to squirt a couple of these out on my little palette here and see which one I think might match me the best, or if I may have to mix. Alright, so I squirted them all out on my little palette here. This is the natural one in LA Color, and this is the beige one in LA Color, and then this is the Believe one. So I'm gonna test it on my face and my cheek here and see if we can color match. Alright, so I'm going to let these sit for a few minutes and see how they oxidize on my skin and see if I'm going to have to mix and match. Because right now, this one looks too warm, that one's looking too yellow, and that one's looking too warm. So I think I'm going to have to mix and match to get my color. Because I am a light skin tone with a neutral undertone. Alright, so I will be back as soon as I make my foundation match as best I can. Okay, so I mixed the colors up. I mixed this one, the Believe one, in neutral beige with the LA Color one in natural, and because it was still a little bit too yellowy for me, I did add a little bit of my mixing medium that I have. I know that's not from Dollar Tree, but I had to do it to kind of change it a little bit, so we'll see. All right, so I did pick up a makeup sponge also from the brand Ioni. This cute little purple sponge. So I'm going to open her up, and she's not wet, so I'm going to wet her with my setting spray. And I'm going to use this one because you can pick this up at Dollar Tree. It's the LA Colors setting spray. Okay. I'm just going to saturate my sponge. Okay. And then I'm just going to go in with the foundation. And I'm going to actually use, I got this cute little compact mirror as well from the brand Ioni. So I'm going to use that. It's just, it has this like fake leather feel to it. And it's just a double-sided mirror. Okay. It looks like one is, might be a zoom one, maybe. Alright, so just gonna go in with my foundation. Just blend it in. So the sponge is a little hard for my liking. I like the Real Technique sponges better, but that's just a personal preference. This one's not too bad, but definitely not my favorite. So one of the foundations has a nice little luminous finish to it. I think it's the Believe one, to be honest with you, since it's the skin tint. Okay, so I'm going to take a little bit under my eyes of the foundation as well. My Dollar Tree did not have any concealers, so I'm just going to go under here to try to get some coverage. So that actually has a nice little finish to it. I don't mind that. It's pretty. Okay, so my Dollar Tree did not have any setting powders or like powder foundations, so I did set under my eyes with my powder that I like to use. Now we're going to go in with some more cream products before I try to set everything else down. Alright, so we have this LA Colors contour stick in the shade Medium. And then we have this contour stick. It's also LA Colors in the shade Light. So I thought I would use the Medium for my contour bronzer and the Light for like highlighting around that area. So let's see how that works out. Okay. I'm going to start with the bronzer. bronzer stick, contour stick. Put it right here, and here, a little bit here, and here, and here. And then I like to put some under my chin area. It is very creamy so far. And then I'm going to do down my nose. And a little bit under my lip here. Alright. So now we're going to go in with the lighter shade. Going to put her here, here, in this area here, and then a bit here, and yeah, okay. I think that's it. All right. So now I'm just going to blend it out with my sponge. I'm doing my light color first, and then I'll go back and do the darker color. Wants to stick a little bit where I put it, at least the light one does so far. Alright, now I'm going in, I'll use the other end here and blend out contour. It's giving a nice little glow, bronzy glow there. I will say with the sponge, it's nice it's got the pointed end and the flat end to like get around like the eyes and the nose and stuff with the pointed end. The darker medium bronzer blends out better than the lighter shade does, that I've noticed so far. Alright, so now I did pick up a powder bronzer and a powder highlight. Two choices here. So I have this LA Color bronzer in the shade Sun Goddess, and it has a bit of a glow to it. And then the highlight is Shine Bright LA Colors Ultimate Glow. And And then the other option is a highlight and bronzer together from Ioni called Go and Glow, I believe is the color of this one. I think I'm gonna go in with this one and just use a light hand to see how it's gonna do first. You can get brushes at Dollar Tree. My Dollar Tree did have some of the Ioni brand, and they have Wet n Wild. I don't need any brushes because I've got plenty, so that's why I didn't buy any brushes. Packaging is a little hard to open on that one. Okay, so this is what the LA Color bronzer looks like. Go in with an angled brush. Very powdery. Yeah. Just forewarning, that one's very powdery. Kind of got it all over my pants. Shade might be a bit too dark for me, so let me tone that down. And then I'll go in with the other one on the rest of my face and see. Okay. So you can tone it down if you get it in your a lighter skin tone, but I think this would be better for a medium skin tone. Alright, so let's open up the other highlight bronzer and see if it matches me a bit better. That's what this one looks like. Both are very glowy. Hopefully that's not yellow on me. Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a little muddy, but I can fix that. Alright, so I'm just going to continue with that one on my face. I will say the packaging does not close very well. It wants to pop back open. They should have put a magnet on this one. Alright, so I'm going to go in with this highlight now, which is LA Colors Shine Bright. Yeah, that's definitely a bright highlight. It is pretty though. Nice glow, nice sheen to it. A little yellow. Very powdery like the bronzer in the same brand. Now, I'm gonna go in with this blush. This is the only blush I can find at mine. And this is LA Colors as well, and in this shade Toast. And it does come with a blush brush, which for fun, we're gonna use it. I used to use these when I was a teenager, whenever they would come with the product. This one's a little bit different than what I'm used to. The older ones that I'm used to be a lot thicker than this. This one feels very scratchy and kind of thin, but we'll try it. This blush does have, looks like glitter specks in it, so it's probably going to be glowy. I lost my mirror right in front of me. Okay, again, powdery. Okay, so it's a nice little subtle blush. It looks darker in the pan than it really is. Helping me tone down my highlight a little bit there. I don't like the brush though. So I'll finish putting some on this side with it, and then I'm gonna go in with my blush brush. Because it wants to drag across the skin. Now that I have all my powders done, I'm gonna set my face, then I'm gonna do my brows, and we'll get started on the eyes. But so far, I like the way it's looking. It's not too bad. I'm gonna set my face and I'll be back and we'll start on the eyes. Okay, so I'm back, so we're gonna do the brows. I got 3 options for the brows here. We have an LA Color brow pencil in dark brown. And then I also got the Ioni brand, a brow pencil. Doesn't have the color, but dark brown. It's also in dark brown. And then I got the brow gel from Ioni, also in it's a 600 HG06 brow gel, but it looks to be a brown to me. So let's get started on those. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to start with the LA Color one, since it has this little brush on it, and brush my brows up. What I might do, depending on how close in color this brow pencil is to the Ioni one, I might do one brow with this one and one brow with the other one. If it's not gonna look horribly funny, if they don't match very well. Alright, so let me open these up and let me test them on my hand and see how close in color they are, since they both are supposed to be dark brown. Alright, so even though they both are supposed to be dark brown, they are very different. This one, the darker one, is the Ioni, and the lighter one is the LA Color. So I'm going to use the Ioni because I have darker hair, and I'll just use the brush on the LA Color one. I might be able to use the LA Color one on the inner to kind of fade into my brow. Okay. I'm just using a little brush that comes on the LA Color one. Which I do not recommend it. It's very scratchy. Alright, so that one's not too bad. This is the Ioni dark brown one. It was very easy to use. Didn't drag even though it's a pencil. Let me see if I can get this side to match, and then I'll go back in with the other one to try to fade in the front. So let's go in with the LA Color one, and let's fade in a lighter, since it's a lighter brown, to do the front here. I'm just doing some hair strokes. That's the best I'm gonna get my brows. Alright, so let me go back in with the little brush. Just brush those in. And then I'm gonna go in with the gel from Ioni. Oof. I don't like that smell. This is definitely a darker color. I'm not a fan of that. Alright. We're committed now, so let's do the other side. Alright, so not a fan of the brow gel at all. It kind of looks like I drew my, it kind of looks like I took a marker and drew my eyebrows in. Not a fan of that at all. Let me see if I can try and tone it down with the brush. Okay, I hate to say this, but I know Eugene Levy is like known for his brows. That's like his thing too, other than his acting. That's who I feel like with this brow gel. No, hate it. I hate it. So I do not recommend this brow gel at all. That is hideous. Now let me see if I can somehow rectify this. If not, it may just be what it is. Alright, be right back. Okay, so now that I'm back, we're gonna start with the eye primer. I did pick up two different ones from Dollar Tree. They're both LA Color, and one is a matte finish and one is a shimmer. So I think I'm gonna go with the matte today. Okay, a little goes a long way with this product. I did not squirt very much out on my hand at all, and it is already enough to do 2 eyes. I'm just spreading this out with my finger. This gives me a bit of a concealer slash Anastasia Beverly Hills type primer, which, I mean, if it is like the ABH primer, I'm gonna love it, because that's one of my favorite primers. Alright, so I'm going to wipe this off my hand. I'm gonna blend the rest of this out with a brush, and then I'm gonna set it down with a powder, most likely. We'll see if I need to set it with a powder. I might not. So yeah, I'm gonna have to compare this with my ABH side by side one day, because this feels very similar to me. All right. So now I'm gonna go in with the eyeshadow. And I did just pick up one. They had several different ones to choose from. I just went with this neutral LA Color 3-color palette, and it's called Sunflower. On the camera it's looking kind of pinky, but it's more like neutral browns. So I thought it'd be a nice little easy look. And it does come with, you know, the old school dual-ended applicators. So I'm gonna go in first with this shade right here in the middle, this light shade. It's not much kick up in the pan. And this is just going to be my crease color and transition. Not much pigmentation to that, so I'm going to not tap it off this time and see if I can get any more out of it. You don't really see much of a difference with that one, so I'm going to go in with a darker shade here. I'm going to go in with this one. That one has a bit more kick up in the pan. I'm just going to apply that in my crease. That one shows up somewhat more. Not much. I'm gonna have to build it up. There we go. That's better. It blends nicely, I'll give it that. You just have to really, really build it up. And that gives some nice definition to the eye. As you can see between this one and this one. And go back in with that lighter shade, blend out my edges a bit. So now I'm gonna go in with this light shade here, and it looks like it has a bit of a shimmer to it, so I'm gonna go in with my finger first see how that's gonna look. I'm just gonna apply that to my lid. Okay, it's very, very light. I'm gonna go back in with that darker brown and try to add some dimension back into my crease there that I lost when I put in the shimmer. And I'm gonna add a little bit to my outer corner here. It's a very, very, very subtle look, but it's pretty. As you can see, no shadow on this side, shadow on this side. I'm going to repeat it on this eye, and then we'll do the lower lash line and lashes and all that. Alright, so now that we've got both of the upper eyes done, we're going to go on the lower lash line. And take a smudge brush, and I'm going to go in with that darker brown. Go on the lash line with that dark brown. Okay. And you don't have to do this if you want a more subtle, natural look. You don't have to go under the lash line. I just like to do that because I like the way it looks. All right, now I'm going to go in with that lighter transition shade, and I'm just going to go underneath that dark brown. Now, I'm actually going to go back and grab the highlighter. So I'm going to grab this highlighter, the LA Color one, and I'm going to open it up, and I'm just going to put it in my inner corner here. And I'm just going to use my finger for that. Kind of opens the eyes up a little bit more. Alrighty. So ColourPop. Dollar Tree didn't have any eyeliners for like the waterline unless you want to use a pencil, which I cannot use because I have super sensitive water lines. So I'm just gonna pop my ColourPop Honeydew in the waterline. Actually, I changed that. I'm gonna pop the Beauty Creations Tip Top in my waterline to open up my eyes a bit. So if you can handle the pencil eyeliners, they had some Wet n Wild, like black and brown ones that you could get. I just can't handle that type of pencil in my waterline. Okay. So, moving on here. I'm going to curl my lashes. I already have eyelash curlers, so I didn't pick any up, but you can get eyelash curlers at the Dollar Tree. I specifically like this type of handle. I don't like the spring-loaded type. I feel like it's harder for me to work with, but I'm pretty sure you can get both at Dollar Tree. And then we're gonna try this mascara, which is from LA Colors, and it's in the shade Rich Black. We'll see how this works. I haven't had very good luck in the past with Dollar Tree mascaras, but we're gonna try it. Hopefully it's not dried out, because that's one of the problems I always end up having when I buy them there. It doesn't look like this one is. It's a little thick. It doesn't smell bad, it just smells like mascara. Alright, so not too bad. You can see the difference. This is the eye with the mascara, and this is the eye without it. Okay. Let's try the lower lash line here. I don't know if you guys can see the difference. No mascara, mascara. So it gives a little bit of length. Alright, so next, after these dry, we're gonna try out some lashes. I'm going to have to try to measure them to my eyes, because usually I have to cut lashes because I have smaller eyes. But I have these two options here by Ioni. They're kind of similar. One is called Cupid's Bow and the other one is called Playdate. I think I'm gonna lean more towards the Cupid's Bow one because they're more my style, but we'll see. Let me just open them up and try one on and see what I like. I have used Ioni lashes before. They're decent lashes. They don't last a lot of uses, but I think I've got the most out of mine, like maybe 5 uses. I'm just folding them like this so that they'll get a curve to them for a little bit, so they'll fit to the eye better. And I cut from the outer edge when I cut mine, not the inner. And you can keep these little pieces that you cut off, like you could put them under your lower lash line if you want to keep them. I don't usually keep mine because I usually don't do that. Alright, so I also picked up some lash glue from the Dollar Tree, and it's from Ioni. I'm gonna see if it's dried out or not. I'm hoping not. If it is, then I'll use my Duo lash glue to apply the lashes. It is a brush tip, which I'm not used to using. So this is gonna be interesting. I don't know if it's latex free. It's 100% vegan, fast drying, gentle, latex free, long lasting, and 100% vegan. So for those of you who are allergic to latex, then there you go. Let it dry for about 30 seconds. This says it's quick drying. You want it to get tacky. And I use my hands. I've tried using an applicator. It's easier for me to use my fingers. And I just place the middle down first. Then I try to place down the front. And then the edges. And I look down in my mirror. Then I just try to take either sometimes my fingers, sometimes I'll try the applicator. Let's see what I can do today. We'll see if the applicator will work. And then I just go in between the lashes and my lashes and pinch them together. Which I did forget that I bought a lash applicator as well. The tweezers, a lash applicator from Ioni from Dollar Tree. So let me go open these. We'll use those to pinch. Alright. I will say I prefer my Kiss one with the rubber edges. It's a little easier for me. And let me apply the other lash. So far, I like the glue. I'm gonna have to fix the edge on that one, but it seems like it does quick dry. Alright, so I went back in with the glue off camera since I wasn't feeling pressure to try to get it on camera, because I don't do that very much. And I will say that you do have to, once you apply it, don't let it dry very much, because it does dry very quickly. So I was able to get it on and hold better by doing that. But since I did that, I do like it. It seems to be holding very well. Alright, so moving on, I did pick up a LA Color liquid liner, and this is supposed to be black brown. So I don't typically do liner up here. You can if you want to cover your lash line. I just have a very shaky hand, so it's hard for me to do it without messing it up. But I do use it to go to connect my eye and the lash line, so it looks a little more seamless. So that's what I'm going to use it for today. Hopefully it'll be okay since it's black brown instead of black, because typically I'll just use a black. But I like these lashes. They're very pretty. And these are the Ioni Cupid's Bow lashes. Alright, hopefully this is not dried up either. So that's one thing I will say you have to watch with Dollar Tree products, is sometimes they're dried up. Oh, okay. Well, I thought this was a liquid liner, but this is an automatic liner, so I might actually be able to do a little bit of something on there. So let's try this out for what I want here. Alright, so not really good for that. Liquid liner works better for that. But instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go underneath here on my lash line. I'm gonna use it under here. And I'm just gonna do it from this outer corner to about the outer edge of my pupil. It is more black than it is brown. I'm just repeating that on the other eye. And then I want to go back in with that smudger brush I was using earlier. And I'm not going to put any product on it. I'm just going to go in and kind of smudge out what I just did with the liner. Yeah, that's really pretty. I really like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, since my Dollar Tree did not have any lip liners, I want to try a little something. It's actually a trend that's been going around on TikTok. And you're supposed to use your you're supposed to use your brow pencil, your blush, and then top with a gloss, right? So I did pick up the only lip product I picked up was this Lip Duo gloss in the shade Twinkle, which is like a pinky color and then like a pinky gloss. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna line my lips with this brown LA color liner, since it's a lighter brown than the other one, and then I'm going to try and tap the powder blush on my lips. If that doesn't work, I might try to mix it with some Duraline to make it like a liquid blush to put on, and then I'll top it with this. All right, so let's start with this. And I'm gonna fill in my edges with the brown as best I can. This is a bit draggy, so it's a little harder to do. But if you have a creamier brow pencil, it would be easier. All right, so now let me go in with this blush, and I'm just gonna take my finger and dab into it here. It has some glitter in it itself, and I'm just gonna tap that in. We're gonna open this guy up. So it's a lipstick on one side and it's a gloss on the other. So that would be really neat for your purse. I'm just gonna put a little bit of the lipstick, try to, on top of the powder that I just put on. And I'm gonna go over it with the gloss. That gloss smells like bubble gum. Alright, so now on the last product we have, we picked up a setting spray, and it's from Ioni as well. And it's a face finishing spray. Lightweight misting formula, lock in your flawless makeup. Let's see how it sprays. Oh boy, okay. That's a bit of a aggressive mister, but let's see. Oh. Okay. Whew. Not the best spray bottle on this. Alright, so I'm gonna go fix my hair, and then I'll come back and show you the finished look, and I'll talk about what I like and what I didn't like with these products. Hi guys, I'm back, and this is the finished look. Actually, I'm really happy with how the look turned out. So let's talk a little bit about the products. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the products that I like. Okay, so I really like the little compact mirror. It came in handy during filming, and it'll be really nice to put in my purse. So I really like that. As far as texture and finish goes, I really like the Believe skin tint. I would like to pick this up in my actual shade, so I might look for that. And I liked the Ioni Brow Pencil in dark brown. It worked really well for me. It wasn't, even though it's a pencil, it was actually a little bit creamy, so it made it easier to work with. I liked the contour stick in the shade medium. It blended out well and it gave a nice bronzed look to my face. The blush was a very subtle blush, but it worked out well on the lip and on the cheek to kind of match. I have lost it a little bit with time, so be aware of that. You might have to reapply it. And the mascara I was pleasantly surprised with. I do have the lashes on, so you can't tell there, but it is the only thing I have on my lower lashes. I don't have a primer or anything. So it's a little spidery, but I don't mind that. And then the lipstick and gloss duo I like. It's very pretty pink color, and the gloss is very pretty, gives a nice sheen, and it smells like bubble gum, and who doesn't like the smell of bubble gum? I mean, I guess there's some people, but I like the smell of bubble gum. And then the next thing I like is the eye primer, and I'm pleasantly surprised at this. Like I said in the beginning, I'm definitely going to have to compare it to my ABH to see if it could be a possible dupe. Alright, so the next two things are the things that I'm kind of like maybe on, and that is the face highlight and bronzer from Ioni in the shade Golden Glow. It's just alright. It's not great as a bronzer, but it's not bad for highlight. And obviously, you know, it only fits a couple skin tones with this light of a color. So it's okay. Alright. So then the next thing is the setting spray. It set the makeup down good, but I hate the sprayer on it, so if they would change the sprayer, I'd probably like it a lot better. As far as scent goes, yeah, it's got a bit of a perfumey scent. I didn't really smell it when I first sprayed it on, but I was also holding it back here because of the sprayer, so maybe up close I would have smelt it more. Alright, so now moving on to the things that I really don't like. The LA Color Brow Pencil, it drags. It's supposed to be a dark brown, and it's not even close to being a dark brown. It's more of like a light taupey brown. I did use it on the lips, but even trying to use it for the TikTok trend as a lip liner, it just drug across my lips, so it was a little hard to use. So not a fan of that. The LA Colors bronzer, not a huge fan of it because it did create a little bit of a muddy look that I had to blend out with my brush and my sponge, so not a fan of that. The highlighter, it showed every single texture on my skin, which I don't care for, and it was just like kind of a streak, so I kind of had to blend it out, and even then you could see all of my texture, and I don't like highlighters that show all of my texture. The light contour stick, I did not like it because it didn't want to blend out for some reason. I don't know why. This one seemed waxy, whereas the darker one was creamy. So I different formula maybe, even though they look like the same thing. So the next thing in here I did not like is the primer, the Ioni primer. I felt like an oil slick was on my face after I put it on. and I don't like that because I'm an oily skinned girl, and so I got a feeling it's just gonna make the makeup slide. And I live in Florida, so if I went outside right now in the sun, it would probably just melt off my face. So then the last three things that I don't like, and then I found two that I did like that I missed, but the last two products I don't really care for is the two LA Color foundations. They looked okay when they first went on, but as they settled, they're settling in all my fine lines and creases and just emphasizing my texture. The beauty lights are kind of fading it out right now, but if I get closer to you, you can see it's making me look a bit cakey. And honestly, the only thing that really is saving it and making it look halfway good is the Believe Skin Tint one, which I think is what's giving it the glow as well. Alright, so the last thing that I do not like in here is the Ioni Brow Gel, which you guys saw. It looked like I had caterpillars across my eyebrows, and I ended up having to wipe it off and redraw my eyebrows with the pencil. And so no, this is literally going in the trash right now. Okay, so the two things that I missed that were decent but not my favorite is the eyeshadow palette. It does look nice, but you do have to really build it up and work to get pigmentation out of this one. And then the automatic black brown eyeliner was nice under here. I wish I had realized that it wasn't a liquid liner. Then I might have been able to try it in my waterline, since it is a creamy pencil. So that was my bad. But I will try it another time to see, because it is that nice gel-like tip. So it's not a bad eyeliner. But yeah, that is all of the products. Oh, sorry, I keep finding things because there's just so much here that I need to talk about. So I forgot the glue. I like it. Seems to be holding my eyelashes really well. And the eyelash applicator it's just a normal eyelash applicator, so it's okay. It's not bad, but it's not great either. And the lashes, I think I already told you I really liked the style of these lashes. They're very pretty. And I can't wait to try the other set, which was Playdate, I believe it was. Alright, so if you liked any of these products on me, let me know down below. And if you would like to make a video, if you have your own channel of Dollar Tree makeup, that'd be cool to watch. I would watch it. I know a lot of people would watch that video. I've watched several already that people have done on here, because it's neat to see what, you know, each Dollar Tree can get. Some of them are the same, some of them are not. And if you would, guys, please like and subscribe down below. It really helps my channel, and I would appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Bye.